All right, so we are back on this. I am hoping to get this done in the next few days. I now have everything with me to get it finished up, so it'll be fun to get done for 4th of July weekend coming up here. But basically, I flipped this over, and so I'm going to do my final sand with the orbital on this side of it, and then I'm going to toss my finish on it, my oil. Just gonna do an oil on the bottom, Osmo oil, nice German. Penetrates into the grain really good, should seal it up. Then on the top, I'll do a layer of that, of the Osmo oil, and then also do a layer of epoxy as well, I believe, just to give it a little bit more outdoor protection with water sitting on it and that kind of stuff as well. I did actually change up the direction I'm heading a little bit. I ended up getting a chunk of plexiglass. And so after talking to my glass guy about the cost and what that's going to look like to get tempered glass custom cut, we kind of decided to give this a shot at first. It's a lot cheaper. See how it handles up, see how the usage goes, and then down the road either step up to glass or continue to, once I cut this, I'll just have a template of that. So anyways, this one I do have to cut myself. So after we get this finished, we'll flip it over, draw it out, I'll cut it out, router it, get it in there setting all nice, and then we'll go from there. So let's just get to getting the final sand on this and then get some finish on it, which will be super fun. We actually get to see what the grains and everything's gonna pop like. So let's do it. Alright, so I just hit it with 120 grit. On this side, I don't want to close up the grains too much by going up to a higher grit. So I'm going to leave it 120, just so I can get the oil to really soak in and give it good protection. Again, I shouldn't see standing water on it since it's the bottom, but just general moisture from the bottom. Washington State, a lot of rain, a lot of moisture in the air. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do on this. It turned out pretty good. I actually like the look of the finish. So on the top side, we'll play it by ear a bit, see how... see what grain I want to go to, or grit, sorry, on that. And so, but anyway, so at least we're to this point. So I'm going to go grab my compressor and blow it off, make sure to get all the dust particles off. And then I will grab the oil and we'll start applying that. Alright, got most of the particles off, which isn't as important. With the epoxy, we'll be a bit more careful about that. But this stuff, since it's an oil, it's just going to go right into the grain of the wood and do that. So this is one of my favorite oil. It's an Osmo oil. It's a German-produced oil. I've used it for quite a while on all my charcuterie boards and cutting boards and whatever. It just brings out the grains of the wood really well. Good protection, food safe after it dries, and it's just a really cool oil. So this is just a Poly X high solid. I really enjoy it. I like the clear satin. You can obviously do whatever you want on that. And so basically the process of this is we are going to I'll probably pour it on and then I'll wipe it on with the towels there. Let it sit for a little bit, and then I basically go over it again and get all the excess off right away. Otherwise it becomes a bit sticky, bit tacky. So put it on, let it dry, get in the pores really good. I might do another coat in a little while here, but yeah, let's get on it. This should be fun. We're gonna see some really cool, the grains just really popping out of it. So I'm excited. Look at that! Isn't that awesome? Man, again, I love this oil. It's not cheap. It's about $50 for that can right there. But what it does to wood, it's just the best I've seen. I've tried a couple different ones, and I look forward to trying other ones in the future. And if Osmo would ever sponsor, that would be great. But yeah, I just love it. Let's take a look at what it did. So I know we've looked at this other times, but again, still got a bit of sheen on it as it's still kind of wet, and as it gets, you know, dries out, it's gonna dull down to a nice, you won't see that stuff there. With the different types, again, with the hard and then the softwood here, you're gonna get different, it's gonna pull it in differently. So once we get a couple layers on here too, it's gonna look pretty good, but I'm pretty happy with it. As we said, everything's just gonna start popping out. And this is the bottom. So the top should be just as good, if not even better, with just some of the different grain pockets. I really like this over here. Excited for that on the top. But anyways, so we're gonna let this dry a little bit, and yeah, I'll probably put another coat on in a little bit. I used a fair amount of it. Hard to see, but about maybe just under half the jar probably went into it. So we'll do another coat. Shouldn't take as much as it already has a coat on it. But anyways, let's go from there. And meanwhile, let's head out and start prepping the legs.